everybody, your Entertainment Connection, the Edition Divas. We're back, ladies. How y'all doing?
Hey.
Good. Now, some of our divas are missing today. They have some things they have to take care of, but the divas that are here representing, we're going to represent them well. We'll talk about some things, some issues that's been kind of bothering us. That's why you see us in Solidarity in Black. We're concerned about our black people. There's been a lot of police shootings of black people killing black people. We just want to address that tonight. What y'all think, ladies?
Yeah, that's horrible.
Saddest thing I heard so far is about, everybody knows about Laquan McDonald, who's been shot 16 times like a dog in the street. And we want to address that. I don't know how y'all feel about it. Anybody feel anything about that? Want to say something to the audience tonight?
It's a shame.
Why is it a shame, Lady B?
How the way they shot that young boy. It's a shame.
The thing is, it's just more so, he wasn't even, I could see if he was, I can't see it. I'm sorry. I can't see it. I take that back. It's just, he's walking away from the police officer.
Right. He is
and
unarmed.
He's unarmed. He's just, and you get out of your car. You've gotten out of your car with the intent to kill. Mm-hmm. It's not
right.
Something where where he's approaching you in a way of harm or anything. He's running from you. Just like the other guy that was killed running, that showed in the video, running away from the police officer, and he just gunned him down. Mm-hmm. It's too much. And for me, a mother of 3 African American boys, I cannot have that. And it's hard because you have at one point where you want to keep your child, you know, coddled and safe, but at the same time you have to be able to let them be activists or show their aggression or whatnot to protect themselves. Mm-hmm. So that's where I am with that. I'm not sure exactly what legislations would be put into place, if there will be any put into place. What else that we could do as people to put things into place where we're safe and in a country that we're born in, and that what can we do outside of, we've marched, we rallied, we've protested, we've sat on counters, we've done all of this other stuff, and yet we're still in this position of being treated like animals, not even a third-class citizen. You're not even a citizen. Mm-hmm. You're either a refugee, a gang member, a thug, or an animal. Mm-hmm. Okay? You're still 3/5 of a person.
Okay. Give me what you got to say about it.
I just don't understand what happened to, okay, so if he was in the wrong, he is one person against how many police officers that were out there. Mm-hmm. What happened to if he was to run, what happened to running after him on feet first? You know, or where, like you said, tasing them. It went from Billy Club, you know, to just pulling my gun out. Oh, I'm just gonna shoot you. What happened to you know, it could have, if he was running for whatever reason. What happened to that extra step to let me get out and chase him before just let me pull my gun out, you know, and shoot. He had no chance. It's that if it was 5 police officers on him, if 5 of them would have just took the action to run and chase him, caught him, I'm pretty sure he wasn't going to be able to whoop 5 of y'all. Mm-hmm. You know, versus you just pulling your gun immediately out and just shooting him up.
Since when is pulling?
Right. What happened to that
protocol?
Yeah, it just went from. We're not going to forget it. We just finna shoot, you know.
And you want to say something? Like you got something to say?
Honestly, I'm just going to, I have a degree in political science, so that's my background. Mm-hmm. And, I don't know if it's going to be upsetting to anyone that does have a son, but I've worked with boys like him. Mm-hmm. I can't honestly say, yes, that police officer was justified for what he was doing. But at that particular time, at that particular moment, do we really know what was going on in that police officer's head? Because I don't know if anybody else has worked with, kids like him. He committed a crime before this even started. So he already, I don't know if he already had a record or if he was in the process of getting one or he already committed a crime and they called him and then he was running. However it went down, he was bad as hell. Yes, it don't give the police a right to shoot them down. I'm not even justifying that part, but what I am saying is you have to look at his pattern.
Well, let's talk about that because what I'm finding out is, a lot of just watching the youth and the negativity that they that they do right now. It gives justifiable right for people to be in fear. Why are our black boys acting out? Why are they acting, on every level to the point where other people can perceive them as, if I shoot you, I'm just killing a dog.
I'm going to say this. Since I worked in a group home, I was basically house mom. And when you work in, those boys live there. So after a while, after the 30 days, that fresh newbie wears off, their true insecurities and the true problems really come out, and it stems from the parents. The lack of parenting is why a lot of these young black males, especially, they lack the father figure, that mentor in their lives.
And they like their mother.
And I'm gonna get to that part because what I've also encountered, I was attacked by one of the young boys that I lived in the group home with, and I worked for 3 months, but I didn't blame him because you have to realize that you have to look at their background and you look at their characteristics. That whoever did them the most wrong, that particular child was their mother. So whenever I disagree with him, he looked at me as being his mother, and I'm the only mother that's there for you. That's the way he looked at it. And he's like, oh, she told me no, she don't love me, so let me bust her in her crap real quick. But that's because he doesn't know that mother nurturing. I'm telling you no because I love you, not because I just want to tell you no. So, like I said, there are certain children who slip through the cracks. And there are certain children who parents really just don't give a damn. So if they don't care, if they don't have parents or anybody who's there to guide them into the land, into the field they want to be in, or into this great African American black male law-abiding citizen, then if they don't have that type of leadership, then where are they going to go? Of course, they're going to turn to the gang dealers and the drug dealers, and they're going to turn to all these different people that have no value for their life whatsoever. So that's why when I go and say, yes, when it comes to the police officers shooting these, and it's not just black kids, it's white kids too, and Hispanics and everyone else. When it comes to the police shooting these kids, I'm just trying to figure out, where did these kids come from in the first place to even get to that predicament? Like, where were the parents? Now, I'm not saying some kids have great parents at home, and their kids are just naturally bad or acting out or rebellious. And I can kid you not, the 10 boys that lived in my group home, all 10 boys had an absent mother and or an absent father, and they didn't have that type of mentorship or that leadership. So with me saying, when I see all these killings and all these shooting of black people upon black people, and it's not just police shooting, these kids are shooting kids because they really don't have no value of life because they weren't taught that. So if you're not taught your value of life, then how you expect to value it? So that's just and that's just from me, working with them and being one-on-one. So of course, somebody who has 3 boys, you're gonna beg to differ from me.
No, I'm definitely not. No, that's not the case at all. I'm just saying, as a human being, how do you justify that in your head? Like, I'm jumping out of it's premeditated.
That's
I already know.
Yeah.
There were conversations over the intercoms of him just saying, "I'll handle it." Now, we already know what "I'll handle it" means.
I know what that means.
Now, whether that means he was going to get out and wrestle to the ground, could have been, or it could have been something else. We already saw what the outcome was. He shot out of his car. There is no justifying that. Whether I have 3 sons, 5 sons, 6 or none.
That's why I said I'm not justifying him shooting him doing that 16 times. No, that's unjustifiable.
Right.
But I'm trying to figure out, where was Laquan's mama, daddy,
and
brother, sister, where were they at?
But to finish my point, shout out to all the good police officers, because I really do believe there are some. I really do believe that, you know, you guys are here to serve and protect. I'm not
down
negating that. I'm not negating that at all, because I'm gonna call you when something go down. So that's who I'm calling. I'm not, you know, it's the truth. But my thing is, at some point, you gotta turn. You have to be able. Your thing is to serve and protect. So that means that you have to have empathy for whoever you're serving and protecting. So where was that? And it wasn't just him. The fault was not just on him. If it was 5 other police officers,
right,
why is only one of them getting blamed? It should be all 5 of them gone.
And not even that though. He made a mistake of jumping out the car even after they had radio for someone to come on scene with a taser.
Yeah.
So he jumped out the car, like you said, with the intention. He said, "I'ma handle it."
Right.
So he jumped out the car with the intention. I'm not justifying that part. I'm trying to figure out what particular moment, and that's where I'm at when it comes to my studies and with my degree. Where at that particular moment did Laquan get lost? At that moment.
No, he was already lost.
That's what I'm saying. What moment? Where? Where was he at that moment when he got lost?
From foster home. So we know, you know, the details and how all that came out.
Right.
But my thing that I have a real issue with, it's like you said, that part we said, I'll handle it. Now we look at, like you said, good cops, you know, kudos to you. But in the mentality of those cops that say, I handle it, this couldn't have been the first time that he handled that.
Right.
This is practice.
Exactly.
So somewhere in his mind, somebody didn't do a background check on dude.
Mm-hmm.
So he, in his mindset, that's the way he figures.
He would handle it, right?
It's to kill.
That's the way he been handling things.
Exactly. And it just so happened that this situation
Was caught on tape.
And you got
or
because like you said, like you would know, like you said, you'll handle it from his point of view. Like you said, that was his intent.
Exactly.
Like my intent, if I say I handle it,
What
you're
you're
gonna get out and say, Laquan, come on over here, Laquan.
But you gotta
Come here, LQ. You know,
and my problem is, where are the consequences? This is the reason why situations keep happening back to back to back to back, because no one's getting punished for it.
Right.
No one's getting punished for killing these kids. Everyone is getting off. For what?
So I have a question. I got one too. I'm sorry. Go, Nikki. Go.
I'm just alarmed at the fact that we hear every day and watch the news every day of somebody getting shot, someone getting this, or something happening here. Do we ever hear of anybody getting caught? That's the question I want to ask. What are these police doing besides killing? Are they catching any of these fools?
No,
What are they
I
doing?
believe just like Anita Alvarez,
Does it just go
held
right
the tape for 400 days. A lot of this stuff is being swept under the rug.
And then
you get the pat on the wrist.
Yeah,
But see, what you gotta sorry, I'm gonna cut you off. What you gotta realize is, in the investigation, they have 48 hours to figure out what happened. After that 48 hours, it's not a main case anymore. So yeah, it might be investigated, but it's not
High priority.
It's not a high priority.
You know what isn't high priority? And that's what a lot of these murders and things are swept under, the category of gang violence. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Not all of these killings are gang related. But for you to put that stamp on it, you're
innocent.
Just like the Hispanic family that was massacred in their own home. They found out they probably weren't even the primary target.
Right.
So there you go, somebody that got killed.
So
and
now
they
gang, and you
found.
haven't heard anything about that case.
Nope.
No, all I'm saying is this. You cannot keep swiping. We're all conditioned now to the point of listening to the media, and even the police. I'm pretty sure whenever they put that stamp of gang violence or this is a gang related anything, I really truly believe that stuff is just
nonchalant.
It's like it's nonchalant. Oh, it's gang violence. Next story.
Right.
Or that's what it is.
It's not
I'm
important
sorry.
to them.
I cannot. I don't want to. As a mother, as a black woman, as a human being, I don't want to believe that that's all that it is. You mean to tell me, just out of the blue, a kid is getting shot in her home and nothing's happening? You know what I mean? You're not going to investigate that? You mean to tell me you can't tell me what direction that bullet came from? What the hell is Stabler and Liv? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What is going on?
We had to take the 220 over.
Our situation is this important to you guys to figure out.
And you see, audience, see how heated and how, passionate we are about this particular subject, because it's our people, it's our children, that's being massacred in the streets. We blame the police officers. Then you got the gangbangers. Everybody's killing each other. We just need to try to see what we can do to fix this. So, Divas, that's my challenge. What are we going to do is my next question. What can we do to fix this? What are we going to do to fix this?
We can be better parents.
Start there.
Start there.
Start at home.
Because that was my next question.
Just be a better listener or someone,
a better auntie,
a better friend.
To the defense of the kids, our kids are racially profiled from the time they hit teenage. From the time they start thinking like, oh, he's not a little boy anymore, or he stopped being cute.
Girl, after
they're from that age, they're racially profiled. Your son walks into the store, people are gonna look at him sideways. People are gonna hold their purse. They're racially profiled every day. So even if it did start at home, if this is a good child, he's still gonna be judged and racially profiled.
So with raising our kids, we got to tell our boys and girls, how I was thinking about, my heart goes out to that little guy that was shot because the man said he's playing his music too loud.
Oh my God.
And these were, not the typical hat, to the right. This was just a regular guy, regular young man, enjoying his music. And this guy just took it on himself.
Where do people get off the right? Where do you feel that you have the right to tell me why to listen to my music?
That because they feel that way.
How do you feel you're entitled
it's not
to do
fair.
anything because of the way I'm listening to my music?
That's how they feel. So when we are presented with situations like that, you have to know how to handle that.
Just like the guy when I was in college said, "Oh, you call your mama?" I call my mama that. Remember when I was in college and he like, "Oh, I called you mother." And he said, "Oh, you call your mother?" He was white.
What's that?
What am I supposed to call her? That's my mother. Oh, I thought she would have called her like ma or something.
That's the mentality.
What?
So instead of you reacting, getting upset, you just gotta, bless that brother. That's what I'm saying. Those are the type of
Because I was
things
black.
that
I should become
God forbid that the music was loud or whatever. And you're supposed to be able to do whatever you want to do in your car. But if the gentleman felt that it was too loud, my question, just turn it down.
But not even that. The quiet hours are from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So if it's 7 o'clock at night, you have no right to come outside and tell me anything about my music being loud or feeling like you have to do something about it.
This was broad day.
That's what I'm saying. You have no right to do. And if I was just causing that much of a disturbance to you, then you need to call the local authorities. They'll probably just come outside and ask me what song I'm playing. But versus, you need to turn it down because it's I'm not bothering you.
You said call the local authorities, but they think they are the authorities.
That's
why he felt that it was okay.
You get the right.
That's what I'm saying. Where did you get that right?
To take matters into your own hands.
Because he didn't handle it.
Right. That mentality, right?
Yeah.
That's mentality. I'll handle it.
Yeah. So then my thing is this though. Do you even respect your own system? You know what I'm saying? If you have that kind of mentality that you are the authority, that you can do that, how do you respect?
That's why we say it's repeated behavior.
Exactly, and that's all I'm saying is how you're such a hip. You're
the best way that I know that I think we can control it. Well, of course, we all need to get out and vote so we can make a change, make that.
Yes.
One day. You got to take off or whatever, leave work early, go and vote. That's going to make it. And another way that we can rid all this madness is we hit them people in their pockets. If we just stop, we buy from our own.
But you know what? We saw that stuff. We don't even, by you saying that, everybody don't even think that way. They don't think that will really.
Oh, it'll make a difference.
People don't think that would really make a difference.
So I have a question, and this is just something, I want to know, and especially since you have teenage boys. Now, for instance, you do have a son as like Laquan McDonald or Joe Blow down the street or whatever, and you know that you have this son that is a little rambunctious, that you know that your son, you know your kids. You know if your kid is badass, or you should know by that time. So, say for instance, he does commit a crime, theft, felony murder, different things like that. Do you feel as if, since this child is underage, do you feel like the parents should be charged for something? Because, and the reason I'm saying, do you feel like there should be some type of responsibility set back onto the parent?
But it is.
But I think answer that.
Not just me burying my child or me having to go through the court system and me paying out of pocket for. Do you really think that if your child is charged with felony murder, do you think that you should be charged with something? You should accept responsibility, because at the end of the day, that child is a minor. It is your responsibility to look after your child.
But it is certain things, because when I just had court for my play stuff. But it was a young lady, and her mom was in there. Her mom was very upset because I guess she got into an altercation when she was fighting some girls from school, but her mom was out of town, and she was under her care of her auntie. But her mom was upset because the girl didn't really get charged. They were suing the mom.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, well, I feel like it was my daughter, who did everything. Why am I? And they was like, well, you left her in care for somebody who wasn't there to care for her, and she ended up doing something that she had no business, so you have responsibility to take care of that, because that was bad choice in your parenting, because you left her under somebody's care that wasn't fit.
Yeah.
So I think you should. I think you should. And I think that will
not saying that
it will encourage parents to
think.
make better decisions with their kids, because they're not going to be one
I think
place.
it's in between, because you don't know what your child is. I think I shouldn't be whole responsible for what your child. It can be peer pressure.
But if your child has the solid foundation to where they're not insecure enough to fall into peer pressure, if they know who and whose they are, there is no peer pressure. You see what I'm saying? And all of that comes from home.
And I'm gonna say this to say, when I was in school, there were kids that were out there doing stuff they had no business doing. And that's because their parents wasn't at home. And maybe it's because their parents had to work or do whatever, but at the end of the day, there was not an adult present to guide them or let them know, look, this is what you need to be doing. Since your mama not here, this is what you need to be doing. Now, with me, I was 15 years old. I mean, I'm not out there doing stuff that I ain't got no business doing. Guess what I'm doing at 15? I'm working at Sears. I have a part-time job. I'm in school. Even though my mother did work, she made sure that I had my homework done. She knew where I was at all times. I wasn't out here running the street doing whatever I wanted to do, because in that instance, you think certain parents would be like, you know what? I'm going to change my schedule because I know exactly what type of child I have. You know what type of child you have before you take a shift anywhere. If you know you don't have that child that you can leave at home, then why would you even leave that child at home? Why would you leave? Why would you know? If you know your child causing chaos from 2:40 to 10:40 when you get out work, why in Sam's Nebraska that you would leave your child by themselves without that parental guidance? You know who your kids hang out with. You know exactly who are influencing your kids. You should know. There is no reason why you shouldn't know.
But sometimes you're right, you don't.
You really don't know.
But
I don't know. My mother knew.
That comes from.
Maybe your mother knew.
That's what I'm saying.
You just can't put anybody in the same category.
That comes from.
You can think your child is A plus, and then it can be totally different when it.
But that comes because when I was in high school,
come from you. Not your child, right?
My friends, they dished every day. They dished every day. My mama and them left before I went to school. I got home. They was never at home when I got. They didn't know when I was at school or not. They wouldn't have known.
But you still
But me,
your butt home.
just the feeling I had was, no, I'm gonna get on this bus because
be upstanding to you and be a totally different person out in the street. You don't
Okay,
know.
but see, then do you think the schools got something to do with that too? Because I do. I'm gonna tell you how I think I do. Because back in the day, they used to send your report card home with you, and if it didn't get home, your teacher was calling. Your teacher was acting. They truant officers. They called home when you didn't show up for class. They had all these different things.
Teacher conference. Y'all had to come up to the school.
Now guess what? What you gotta do? Everything online.
Yeah.
You gotta call and schedule an appointment time online. What happens if your mama ain't got internet access? My mother right now is 54 years old. I have to be at home teaching her how to even get online to use the computer because she didn't grow up in that time.
Right.
So if I know I got a 30-something-year-old mama and I'm 15, the last thing my mama doing is checking to see if my homework done or if anything like that because she's trying to hop out in them streets too.
Mm-hmm. True.
So I do think, and also with the school, they not calling home no more. They not calling home.
They're calling home, but they're using recording.
Oh, okay. No, my
Recording.
teacher, hello, this is Mrs. Such and Such from 6th
But you know what?
I need to be here tomorrow.
They call it home. They call it home, but
Then
they
we don't take a
they
small
got your
break.
kids' cell phone
What's the
number
commercial
on
break?
file.
As you can see, we are truly passionate about our people and what we're going to do with our children and our future. So these are, there's some boys. This is pretty good.